2 minutes.
And that was big. That gave him life, but can't allow Josh Allen to be comfortable or use his legs. He always ramps it up in the playoffs, as you should. Protect him in the regular season, use it in the playoffs.
Earlier, Tracy caught up with Sean McDermott.
With Sam Martin dealing with the hamstring, we saw him and Tyler Bass kicking out here. What will be the situation, and how does it affect things in terms of play calling?
Yeah, we got to see here what Sam can do, and we got to go from there.
In terms of the second half, though, if you don't have Sam Martin, how will it adjust the play calling?
Well, we'll just have to see. We got to be better situationally. Obviously, if we don't have at least our main punter.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Sean doesn't want to give it up. Who would be the next guy in? If Martin can't go, here's the first down throw, and he's got an open target. Knox unable to hold on. Incomplete. Minka, who's had a whole career of always being around the football, just in case, but not this time.
That was surprising. The ball was perfect. Didn't have to really do anything out of the norm right here. He just was looking downfield and didn't get the ball tucked right away. And that's these conditions, though, Jim. It is, I know what it looks like at home. We can see the snow, but on the field it looks normal. It is cold. It's windier down there than you think. So that ball has the, that little movement on it that we've seen multiple times now disrupt the player.
On 2nd and 10. They got him for a second time in this game. Wrapping him up. This time is Highsmith. He had 7 sacks during the season, second most to Watt.
And you see, we talked about getting after Josh Allen. This is man-to-man coverage with a helper on the inside, Miles Jack right there, you see. But Highsmith, who's been outstanding, he's the one who really can give a little bit of a TJ Watt. He's created so many quick pressures this year, Jim, in the top 3 with Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons. But now he's the focal point.
3rd and 17. I think if they have to punt, it's going to be Martin. I see him on the sideline ready to go as they toss it over to Latavius Murray, and they will have to punt. And Martin's coming out.
I never thought a punter would be Willis Reed-esque, but this is it right here.
I actually would have believed that he would be able to come back, because he definitely pulled up.
Jay, is it difficult with a hamstring to punt?
Well, I watched him try and punt a few in the net, and it was really hard. I mean, obviously, he probably took something at halftime to help him, but he's worried about getting it off.
And can he fully extend?
Yes, he can.
Good punt all the way back to the 28. 45-yard punt and return out to about the 40 by Austin. But he's going to limp to the bench, but he did his job. Provided by Goodyear here at Highmark Stadium, where in the local area they had up to 40 inches of snow over the course of the weekend. Wind gusts that were just out of control.
We were snowed in.
Yes, we were.
A lot of hot chocolate. And right now the Steelers have a chance. You would have never thought when it was 21-0, Bills going down to score to go up 28-0, that you'd have the ball down 14.
And they got an extra 5 coming up on Freiermuth.
False start, number 80. Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Tracy caught up with Mike Tomlin a moment ago.
Coach, you got the huge block down there, turned into points, momentum with that sack and that stop. What more do you need to see, though, in the second half?
We got to take care of the ball. The story of the game in the first half has been a turnover game. They took points off of our board with a turnover down there, and then they produced 7 points for themselves. We got to take care of the ball. We got to get a few of our own.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
1st and 15 now.
That's exactly right. We see it every playoff game.
Down the middle, and there's Johnson. And Deontay takes it all the way to the 45 of Buffalo.
This is a great throw, and it's a great job.
And Bernard, who was in on the tackle, is in pain on the field.
Go ahead and run right here. Great job in the play fake. He gets the secondary to come all the way down. Poyer runs down, and that's going to allow right behind him Johnson. That's the play they needed. Jump start.
Deontay Johnson. You saw his.
Yep, he saw the right foot when it hit the ground
Just
right
kind
there.
of buckled.
He's been outstanding. They drafted him, I remember, when Tremaine was here.
Yeah, just last year out of Baylor in the 3rd round, and they knew that
Possibly
Edmonds was, you know, on a contract situation coming up a year later, the end of that year, his rookie year.
And they thought he could take over, and he's done an exceptional job. But like you said, being down Milano, Bernard, and Tracy talked earlier, Spector is questionable to come back and return. That's 3 linebackers that you had earlier in the year, and today 2 of them are down, and you hate to see that for any player, especially this time of year. I mean, but this is going to be a huge deal because he's the communication center, you know what I mean, the hub.
Yep, he's going to belong now to A.J. Klein as far as calling that defense, the veteran who Sean first hooked up with at Carolina. Been in this league a long time. 1st and 10. Pass almost intercepted for Elam. It would have been his 2nd. He was rightfully focused on trying to get both feet down.
It was actually a good throw because you have to throw this on time, but slipping at the top by Pickens allowed the chance for Elam to get his 2nd interception of the game, and lucky that wasn't intercepted right there. But this is why the footing, right? As a head coach, we talk all the time, what do you got to do? What spikes you wear in the environment, home field advantage matters, Jim. You saw Diggs get out of those cuts really quickly.
2nd and 10. They've got a 1st down with the throw to Pickens.
What a throw.
Tackled by Hyde. All of a sudden, it looks like Rudolph's starting to get some rhythm going in this passing game.
And where does he work? The middle of the field. When you're down a bunch of linebackers, you can move guys out of position. And right here, he stood in and took a shot in the pocket and delivered a perfect throw to Pickens. And that's what you got to do to win big games, especially this one.
That was a 12-yard pickup. Flags first.
It'll be a false start.
False start. Number 80. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
The false start that began the drive for Pittsburgh was their 1st penalty of the game, and now they have a 2nd.
And that's on Darnell Washington, their 3rd-round pick, who's really come in and found his role. He's a run-blocking guy, and he was going to be huge in this game, I felt like, because he has to block the defensive ends in the run game and some of the pass protection.
Fire move. Signaling back to his quarterback, and he does, in fact, get the football. And Muth takes it to about the 29-yard line with Dorian Williams, one of those who had hold of him. Gain of 10.
Yeah, 3rd-round pick, Dorian Williams, doing good. But watch right here. He's going to look at the quarterback's eyes. You're just going to get a little stick route here. But it looks to me like Mason Rudolph is getting into that rhythm we hadn't seen for most of the game. And you start to understand what the defense is trying to do. Your down linebackers, which kind of sometimes makes your defensive play calling shrink, right? So you get to know it better as a quarterback.
Since the blocked field goal, Pittsburgh 74 yards of offense, Buffalo 6. There's one. Look at him back up into a 1st down pickup. That was impressive.
Yes, I'm telling you, when you put the tape on, we know how good Harris has been playing, but I didn't realize they had this 1-2 punch. We hadn't seen him this year or done a game, but he consistently hits the hole. Quick, aggressive, has those instincts. This is an outstanding unit.
Hyde was hobbling a little bit at the end of that play.
We're good.
These 2 safeties, for people who don't know, as good a tandem in the National Football League. They're exceptional.
1st and 10. Harris trying to cut it outside, but that's not there. Picks up 1 as Klein makes the tackle. You were just talking about those 2 safeties, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. Boy, do they work well together. Best tandem, you'd have to think, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they're right there with anybody. And, I mean, we met with them this week, and they were in there together, and they just are two brothers, I feel like. They are interchangeable, and that's rare. One guy can go back and play the deep side, the other can't, and he's going to back up here. He'll be there on this one.
2nd and 9. And this time, again, they're shutting down the run. That was Shaq Lawson, along with Elam, who came up on Harris. But back to those two safeties. They played together here for 7 years. They showed up the same day by way of free agency. Boyer from Cleveland, Hyde from Green Bay. And they said, which number you want? I'll take the other one. And they just kind of clicked. They've had this friendship. Okay, you see them communicating right here on this critical 3rd down.
They disguise. They do a great job of just having a head movement. And right now, you're going to ask a lot of them. Because you go in motion, someone goes with you, you know it's man-to-man.
Rudolph from the 30, he stepped back, and he has his pass knocked away by Hyde, as well as Dane Jackson. Intended for Pickens.
This is what makes the Bills very difficult. I want you to watch. He's defending him, and he's defending the tight end. Watch how physical they are. No one's open because the contact at the moment coming off the line. The Bills do an exceptional.
Former 2nd-round pick in this league out of UMass. He's not going to handle it. By the way, February 11th on CBS, one of the world's most iconic performers lights up Vegas. And I'm not talking just Tony. I'm talking Usher on the Apple Music Super Bowl 58 halftime show. February 11th on CBS. Can't wait.
Yeah, my
there for that.
My footwork's just like Usher's.
Yeah, and your voice is too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, he's incredible.
So we look out here on the field. Stephon Diggs was shaken up at the end of the first half. He's at the top as they go to the ground with Cook. Cook's got an opening. Got a block over there by Diggs for a while anyway.
That is as big a run as any in this football game, because right now there's a little nervous energy as far as the offensive unit coming out, and you don't want to have to sit here and say, all right, Josh, just go save us. They have another guy now. His name is Cook, and boy, was that a great job finding the hole.
There's Diggs trying to shield off Porter for a while. Then he comes over and tries to take on Minka. But at the start of that, it was Mitch Morse who threw the big block on the rookie Benton that helped spring it for 11. Back to Cook. Again, running right behind the center.
Yeah, Mitch Morse. Been outstanding for a long time.
Take a look at Next Gen Stats, powered by AWS.
Well, we've seen them work, these tight ends, and what they've done, they made a concerted effort. You're going to get these safeties wide and play deep half parts of the field. We're going to throw the ball to these tight ends and people in slot tight formations. And you see right now, Jim, how they got these tightened down. Part by the receivers on the outside. You want to condense these formations.
Trying to run it, came to a quick stop. It looked like a big hole, but Robinson ended it. We're now hearing from Tracy that the Bills are reporting that Bernard is what we saw, an ankle injury, but he's being x-rayed in the locker room. Here's the 3rd and 1. And Josh, I don't think got it this time.
They always go left. We talked about that. Trying to get behind McGovern and Morris over there. And that's going to be 4th down. And now the Steelers.
Well, the Bills are going to go for it.
You have to, I feel like. But here's the hard part, Jim. There's a guy, number 97, Cameron Hayward. You want to go ahead and run it straight at him? You got to go through him. And he is one of the best that's ever done it in situations like this.
Gilliam right behind to offer the push. Oh, and it was Hayward who hit him first, but the second effort. Oh, for a moment, Hayward had the better end of it. But Josh Allen went for it a second time and delivered.
You said it. Hayward is not going to not win.
You set it up, man.
I'm telling you. Watch Hayward's push right where he's going. And then the second push right there by fullback Gilliam. That's the difference. He was going to fall down backwards. Wow, that was a huge play.
First down at the 46. Cook. All the Steelers around him. No gain.
We talked about quarterback sneaks. Watch how many times they go left, 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 left. But they are great at it, Jim. They're right up there. Second most sneak first downs in the league. Behind, obviously, Philadelphia, who invented the tush-push that you like so much.
I love it when you say it. They've
Stop. I like it too much.
This is the first time they're going to go up top on this drive after 6 straight runs. And it ends in a first down with Kincaid hanging out at the marker and a yard beyond it. Gain of 10.
This was a great job. Watch. It's going to be a curl right here with a flat route. And you replace the defense and just a simple throw and catch. But that's a great play design by Joe Brady. But these condensed formations that we showed you on the Next Gen earlier, throwing these balls to these tight ends, but really it's about whoever's in the position. Steelers do a great job getting out wide, getting underneath stuff, out by the numbers out here, but they leave stuff inside and right in these areas.
No Hayward on the field, so they go back to the running game. But the Steelers are waiting for him, including Armand Watts. We got another Bills player down. This is an offensive line that has started every game this year.
This is as healthy a unit. Yeah. That means center slide to 38 over here.
On 2nd and 9. Up top, almost picked. That ball bounced off the hands of Ty Johnson.
Wow, he had to throw the ball over the top of Hayward's hand, and you know that feeling where you're just going to check it down and the hand starts to come up and you got to go over the top, and that almost creates an interception. There's a bonus for Buffalo right there.
Yep, Buffalo has not turned the ball over in this game, though they did have a field goal attempt blocked that led to the Pittsburgh touchdown a few plays later. Murray's the running back on 3rd and 9. Looking for options as they run after him. He releases and gets it to Diggs.
Wow.
And Joey Porter shaken up.
By far the most important play of the game. You're going to have to punt this ball if you don't get a first down. And you hope Joey Porter's okay. The young rookie who's played outstanding, 3rd round pick once he came on. But watch the extension. He was patient in the pocket, and at the end of this, fires the ball right to Diggs.
Throwing across his body with Herbig. Highsmith coming after him, and it was where it had to be. And you see Porter got hit from behind by McGovern, who re-entered after missing 1 play.
That would be a huge loss. He's playing as well as anyone in the secondary, especially at the corner position. He's going to be a great player. I talked about it. He has a
down. A loss of 2 as Cook had nowhere to go after the exchange.
Ogunjobi, 99, breaks right through. And this is where the time of the game, you are in field goal range. It's really close to that 50-yard mark that Jay was talking about. This side, you might be able to go a little longer. No sacks here. You have a shot at a field goal. If you get 5 or 6 yards, you have an opportunity to possibly go for it. Coming after him right here.
He's get to the 19 for a first. Sidearms it. And Murray is only able to take it to the 27. It'd be about a 45-yard field goal attempt in this direction. What's the wind going to be like for Bass, Jay?
No, there's not much wind right now, certainly in his range. Just remember, the last time he went out, it was going the other way, but he got that field goal blocked, and that really got Pittsburgh back in the game.
Does that stick with you mentally, Jay? Do you adjust?
Yeah, it certainly can. He's got to block it out, not think about it, and just go through with his normal form, but it's in the back of your mind.
45 yards pass. This kick is hammered home. So the Bills increase the lead back to 14 again.
And they took the time off, like you said, Jim.
7 minutes and 18 seconds, virtually half the third quarter on that drive. And by the way, the NFL Pro Bowl games presented by Verizon heading to Orlando. The AFC and NFC face off in the Skills Showdown on Thursday, February 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And then the action continues with flag football and more skills on Sunday, February 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ABC.
You know, I can still play.
Well, you could definitely
flag football.
You could compete in the Pro Bowl skills games.
I don't want to show off. I mean, you can't just go out there and win. No one's like that. That's a huge moment right here. If Porter, who looks like he's going into the locker room, isn't able to come back. He's been shadowing almost every great receiver this year for this Steelers defense. And when he came on, it really helped their football team because he held every receiver he went against to under 40 yards except for DK Metcalf. And he's been shadowing Diggs today.
There's Warren, who's going to just take the touchback. By the way, CBS Premier Week is bringing back your favorite shows and some new ones starting right after Super Bowl 58. Okay, now the Steelers, who haven't won a postseason game since 2016 at Kansas City. They're 0-4 since.
No matter how the game starts, you're Mason Rudolph. You've won 3 games. You talked to Coach Tomlin. They're going with the hot hand, not Kenny Pickett. He's played that way. He's earned the right to be out here. And now you have a chance. 2 scores down on the road in the wild card.
That time, nowhere to go for Allen Robinson. Knocked down by Dorian Williams, who's going to get increased plays because of the injury earlier to Bernard. Loss of 2.
You called it. It's a great job by Williams to stay patient, eyes on the quarterback, and then when you hit it, you come right downhill and you fire.
And now Robinson's the latest one to be shaken up. The 10-year veteran who's picked up in a trade by way of the Rams.
And he's really helped them. I mean, in the resurgence here at the end of the year, he does a great job. Every team has a guy like that. Gabe Davis is that guy for the Bills in the run game. Gabe Davis got a game ball, and he never caught a pass because they've got to fit in and block outside linebackers, safeties, and they help so much as if they're a tight end. Oh, and you can see he hits his head right at the end of that. But that's what Allen Robinson does for this team. He blocks, he works the inside parts of the field. He does a lot of the dirty work that you don't see, but he's very instrumental in them being in phase on offense.
And he also is being directed toward the locker room. Porter just went in ahead of him.
Nobody goes downfield on this Buffalo team. The least attempts past 20 yards in the air, but it feels like right around that time where I think you got to take a shot, Jim.
Second and 11. Jump pass incomplete over the head of A.J. Klein, the Bills linebacker, and into an open area, falling harmlessly to the ground. But he got hit when he threw it by Epinesa.
Yeah, Ed Oliver creates the first pressure, makes Rudolph move from his spot, and then Epinesa comes in and disrupts the play right at the moment. Huge third down.
Third and 11. They give him time, but no one's there. Now he unleashes the pass, and it's caught. Wow, what a throw and catch. Pickens on the receiving end. In traffic.
This was all started with the offensive line, give them time, but even with someone bearing down, holding your back foot, As big a play, what a catch by Pickens. You see the out-of-this-world talent and ability. That is behind him and high. As Mason was getting pulled from behind, you'll see right there, he feels that. And that's the biggest play by far of the game for Pittsburgh. Had to have that right now, down 2 scores.
They got 19 out of it. And they get it back to Pickens. On the reverse. And a blocker out in front is center Mason Cole. And now they mix it up on the sideline with Dorian Williams of the Bills. And no damage done.
Great play call. They're trying to stop the run.